The following is a presentation of The Day.
Two great rivals, two successful programs, two teams with questions of just how good they can be. New London is young and talented, starting 3 sophomores and a freshman, and Coach Craig Parker loves their energy. Parker is staring down his 500th career win, and this group will get him that and many more. NFA has new faces, new roles, and new questions, but Coach Dave Cornish loves the energy and grittiness of this group and expects big things. There's nothing better than an old-time conference rivalry. The Wildcats and the Whalers are ready to run at the Sun. It's the Day Holiday Classic at the Mohegan Sun, and it is live on game day.
Well, it's fitting in the nightcap of the Day Holiday Classic that the tide turns to revered rivals, and there's nothing better than New London and NFA when you talk about rivals. We have their matchup live on game day. Game day is brought to you by Ambassador Limo. With more than 40 years in the transportation business, Ambassador Limo is the #1 chauffeur transportation company in Connecticut. Whether you're looking for a night on the town, wedding transportation, or reliable service to and from the airport, Ambassador has you covered. So check them out at ambassadorlimo.com. Casey O'Neill along with the coach, Chris Giusti, and my alma mater against the school that brought you into the limelight of the juice that is you. What are you expecting tonight?
Oh, man, you never know what's going to happen when NFA plays New London. And, you know, this is going to be fascinating because New London obviously played only one game and looked dynamite. You know, ran roughshod over East Lyme. NFA, yeah, they're 0-2, but they played 2 very good teams. Obviously, we saw what St. Bernard's just dismantled Daniel Hand. And they hung with St. Bernard's for a little while, and then they traveled down on a Saturday morning for a 12 o'clock tip against old friend Jeff Bernardi's St. Joseph's team, and hung with them the entire game and lost that game late. So NFA definitely has the talent to hang with New London. It's going to come down to where the points coming from, who's executing to their fullest ability, and I'm also intrigued, Casey, what type of defense NFA is going to try to play on New London. We're pretty sure New London is going to come out and guard them right out of the introductions. But what kind of defense is NFA going to play? That's going to be fascinating.
Well, I'll tell you what else is fascinating. Everything that comes out of George Hathaway's mouth. George, what do you got?
Thank you, guys. And honestly, I know how the rivalry runs deep between the two of you, so no fighting over there on the broadcast desk, but it's got a great matchup, highly anticipated, as there's a lot of history between these two high schools. And being able to talk to both coaches, hearing from them, both teams are focused, locked in. And you can see here, student sections kind of filling in a little bit. The fans are filling in. Mohegan Sun Arena is about to be packed for this nightcap game. Back to you, Casey.
Thank you, George. You know, you are no stranger to this rivalry. I mean, you go back a long way. There have been some absolutely classic games between NFA and New London. And you know, I think back of New London's rivals, and you know, there's generational rivals. In every cycle, a new team comes into the mix, but New London never leaves. And as Coach Craig Parker will be the first to tell you, they're the green and gold standard. And, you know, times have been not as kind to New London over late, but they have a sophomore class, Savon Warren, Deshaun Phillips, and Devin Williams, along with a freshman, Xavier Good. The future is very, very bright at New London. Not only is Coach Parker staring at those 500 wins, but he's staring at a youthful team that could make them good for a long time.
And it's good for the league. It's good for our area. It's good for NFA. It's good for NFA that New London is good, and it's good for New London when NFA is good because they're the 2 biggest schools in the area, and that helps everybody else because that puts bullseyes on both of their backs, and like the Waterfords, the East Limes, the St. Bernards want to go out and beat those teams. So when these 2 teams are at their best, the whole league is at its best.
Absolutely, and we have seen that the records don't matter in matchups like this. These games are often decided right at the buzzer. like that one. Let's go over to Bill Glennie, our public address announcer.
The Mohegan Sun Arena for the 2022 The Day Holiday Classic. Game number 1 went to East Catholic. Game number 2 to St. Bernard's. Game number 3 tonight is a classic. It's New London. It's Norwich Free Academy, one of the great rivalries in Connecticut. Before we introduce tonight's starting lineup, I direct your attention to the Jumbotron as the day and game day introduce tonight's players.
Zuri Craig, KB Skills Academy.
Deshaun Phillips, KB Skills Academy.
Devin Williams, KB Skills Academy.
Savon Warren, St. Augustine's.
Xavier Good, KB Skills Academy.
Marvel Flajan, Zoe Academy.
Ryan Keefe, Nathan Hale Elementary.
Jamel Hayslip, KB Skills Academy.
Amir Hall, KB Skills Academy.
Caleb McCalla, Belly Fam Academy.
Calvin Sebastian, KB Skills Academy.
Jameer Hall, West Cats Elementary.
Joshua Exon, KB Skills Academy.
Richard Taylor, KB Skills Academy.
Tony Williams, Gallup Hill Elementary School.
Armani Davis, Chat Elementary.
Keegan Johnson, St. Pat's School.
Rashad Hernandez, Chat Elementary.
Edwin Santana, Chat Elementary.
Paul Erickson, Chat Elementary. Cam Sinville, Chat Elementary.
Cody Jameson, St. James School.
Nick Camelucci, Chat Elementary.
Cameron Barboza, Chat Elementary.
Brandon Prempeh, Chat Elementary. Malachi Murray, PS18.
Renee Montalvo, North Wyndham Elementary.
Evan Keith, Yao Ming Elementary.
Ethan Graham, Franklin Elementary.
Ladies and gentlemen, your officials tonight, Mr. Dave Cruz, Mr. Dan Henderson, and Mr. Sergio Lewis. Now, let's meet your starters. Playing out of the ECC, NFA off to a slow start with losses to St. Joe's and St. Bernard's. They continue their tough schedule Wednesday as they host Classical of Rhode Island at 7 p.m. Led by head coach Dave Cornish, wearing their Wildcat red jerseys with white lettering. Let's meet your starting 5. Starting at guard, a 5'11" junior number 0, Tony Williams. Starting at guard, a 5'10" junior number 1, Armani Davis. At forward, a 6'1" senior number 4, Edwin Santana. Starting at forward, a 6-foot sophomore, number 11, Cody Jameson. And starting at forward, a 6'1" junior, number 22, Cameron Barboza. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the Whalers of New London. Operating out of the ECC, they're opened their season in style with a convincing win over East Lyme. Head on the road Wednesday for a matchup with Hill House. Wearing their white jerseys with the Whaler green and gold, they are coached by Mr. Craig Parker. Whalers fans, make some noise. Here's your starting 5. Starting at guard, a 6-foot sophomore, number 1, Deshaun Phillips. Starting at guard, a 6-foot sophomore, number 2, Devon Williams. Starting at forward, a 6'2" sophomore, number 4, Savon Warren. Starting at guard, a 5'11" freshman, number 5, Xavier Good. And starting at forward, a 6'2" senior, number 32, Josh Hickson. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would ask that you please rise and remove your hat as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem is being performed by St. Bernard Senior John Paul Hammond.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Play ball!
Ladies and gentlemen, John Paul Hammond of St. Bernard's.
And now it is time for some fresh squeezed juice. The keys to the game brought to you by the Holy Club, premier indoor golf facility and lounge in southeastern Connecticut, located at 161 Water Street in downtown Norwich. Juice, squeeze it for us.
For New London, push it real good. Run, run, run. Turn the game into a track meet. Hey, boo-boo. Get the ball into Phillips's hands. Let the offense run through him. And where's number 0? Can't let the NFA point guard beat you. Deny him, trap him, don't let him get those one-on-one opportunities. For NFA, Tony. Williams is a difference maker and the best offensive player by far for NFA. He needs to be patient and take what the defense gives him. The other Williams, Devin, is the best outside shooter for New London. Can't let him get open looks on the perimeter. And stay away from the slots. I know we're in the casino, Casey, but no gambling for steals in this game. You got to be disciplined on D.
Savon Warren will jump it up for the Whalers in the white. Eddie Santana will jump it up for NFA. A couple of changes to the starting lineup for NFA. Warren taps it. Williams right the other way. No good. Hickson, strong rebound, the big body. And Phillips will take it over. That's a good first look. Little wrinkle here for NFA.
3-2 zone. No trap. I think I've seen this defense before.
Warren turns it over. Davis, 2-on-1 with Williams. Williams and Phillips, that's a great matchup.
Tony was able to get to the rim right away. We've seen a bunch of these quick layups missed today. Something with the floor, getting used to the rim. Tony got right to the rim on that first possession.
Up ahead, tipped. Hickson loses it, and we're going to get a foul. Hickson had a chance, got a little too ahead of himself. He saw Williams running the floor. Now, you are, if nothing else, a master of shoe wear. Devin Williams has got the sneakers of the night, in my opinion.
I like those.
The hot pink. I
like those.
Those are solid. Although Eddie has a little, the one of each. Santana. They call him Little Eddie the Rapper. He freestyled his way for the first 2 of the game.
Not little anymore. Senior. 2-2-1 press.
I know they're 0-2. I am much higher on NFA than I think some are. I watched them run. No one runs with St. Bernard's. And they ran with St. Bernard's, got the game close before St. Bernard's pulled away in the second half, and they were there with St. Joseph's the whole game. Williams, floater, no good. Warren, the rebound, but the steal. Jamison, one of the 2 new starters, sophomore Cody Jamison in the lineup. And the other new starter, Cameron Barboza, We've seen Cameron Sinville and Paul Erickson in the starting lineup on other nights, so a couple of changes to the starting lineup for the Wildcats.
Here's this 2-2-1, three-quarter court pressure, and that's not where you want to stop the ball.
Davis loses it. Oh, Silky! And there's Good with the turnover. They're pressuring the freshman, and I think this NFA team, they will get after you. I'm telling you, I'm higher on them than some others are.
It starts with 0. He's had a good start. You know he's a lefty, but it doesn't matter. He's going left on you.
I have said to any number of people, I'll take the superstar and 4 really good role players who know what they want to do, and that's what this NFA team is with Williams. Santana to the lane, and he'll draw the foul. He'll shoot 2. Williams might be, and I say this because we're only a week into the season, he has a case to be made for being the best player in the league, the most electric player in the league. There's about 7 other guys who are in that conversation right now today. And the diversity of that group. I mean, going from a guy like Tony Williams to Devin Williams to Cedric Simillion to Gavin O'Brien to Travis Mangual. I mean, I'm leaving none of our guys out. But there's a diversity to this league right now with a lot of exciting players. But Williams is so good that he allows Davis and Santana and guys like that to settle into roles that they are good at.
100%.
Warren for 3, short and up high. I want Savon Warren down on the block. I do not want him shooting threes. He's good at it. He's got a good outside shot, but I want him at the basket.
And once again, we've seen it in both games so far today. Long threes. They're coming up onto the NBA three, or college three-point line, and jacking that long 3.
Williams, stutter steps. Good defense by Warren. This is where, even though New London played a decent East Lyme team, only having that one game, whereas NFA has played 2 excellent teams, is going to benefit NFA. Out of control, Phillips loses it out of bounds, and it's tipped. It'll stay with the Whalers.
But there you see on that last possession, I think one of the keys to the game, get the ball out of Tony's hands. Take your chances with some of the other players dribbling the ball.
Long 3. A triple for Phillips. Whalers needed that basket.
Exhale hoop.
It's amazing. You're 30 seconds in the game going, are we ever going to score? Turnover. Hickson, 2-on-1. Boo-Boo misses the layup. Right there is Good with the rebound. And he loses it on the floor. Santana comes up ahead. Davis. Euro step. Oh, Amani. Hickson on the block. Double teams. Williams for 3. Got it. D. Will with a triple.
And that was a deep one, too. Early on, I think you could say, in this season so far, from what we've seen, he is the best sharpshooter in the league.
Well, I'll tell you someone who's going to make that argument, and that's Tyson Wheeler. But I'd love to see those two have a shootout. Williams misses, but there's ball tipped. Phillips just hounded. Williams up ahead. Santana, Good's chasing him. But Santana gets there first. I'm telling you, NFA will run with anybody. Underneath, Hickson. Big body. Hickson's the wide body. Taylor's the length. Taylor on the bench, about to come in. He's at the scorer's table. Jamison. Davis drives, and we're going to get a block on Hickson, it looks like. I thought Hickson had pretty good position. Let's take a look. No, he slid. Good call. Good call by the officials. 2 quick ones on Hickson.
Yeah, so far NFA has done a nice job of making New London dribble the sideline. And in this 2-2-1, the weak spot is get it middle and then opposite. And instead, New London's trying to either dribble it down the sideline or pass it down the sideline. And that's playing right into NFA's hands. They're anticipating passes or they're trapping dribblers on the sideline, using that sideline as an extra defender.
Keegan Johnson and Cameron Sinville into the ball game for NFA. Richard Taylor into the game for New London. 1 more for Davis. We're gonna get a lane violation, but he missed it, and then we'll get the lane violation. He'll have another one. Good slid his way in.
And remember, you got a lot of young players out here, Case.
You know, we mentioned the freshman for Hand. Well, no difference for Xavier Good. Freshman playing his 2nd ever game at Mohegan Sun. And it cost the Whalers a point. Paul Erickson. Great athletic name in NFA, the Erickson family. It's not the place you want to break that pressure. There's a reason that pass is there. That's the trap zone. It drives me crazy. What's the old adage? If it's too good to be true, it probably is. If they're giving you that pass, there's a reason they're giving you that pass. Savon Warren can't get it to go down. Sinville with the rebound. Williams, drive, double scoop, can't get it to go. Warren. Now here comes Good in the other direction for the Whalers. Kick out. Williams for 3. In and out. Boo-boo blocked by Sinville. Former teammates. Williams, tough spot. Nice behind the back to Erickson.
Good job by Tony calling for the ball back.
The Williamses. Good defense by Devin. Step back 3. And a travel on the step back. Taylor blocked it anyway, but they'll get Tony Williams on the step back travel.
And he'll do that a couple times a game, and Coach Cornish just gonna have to live with that. He gives you so much else. Sometimes he's hitting that, and then he's unguardable.
Coach Cornish in the black on black.
Oh, the whole NFA staff. It's an ensemble cast.
Phillips with the floater. Brings the Whalers to within 1. Here's what you talked about with Williams out of the game. Ball in the hands of Davis.
And no hesitation. New London going right to the trap.
Ends up in the hands of Santana. Fouled by Taylor. And Eddie will go and shoot the bonus.
Eddie's had a good start. He's been active defensively. He's been Johnny on the spot getting loose balls, and he's finished a couple buckets. They need him to play like a senior. They need him to make those plays that you should make when you're in a senior year.
It's funny because this is a kid who's been on stage in front of thousands of people as a musician. He's an outstanding volleyball player and football player. And he said there's nothing that gets him more nervous than being on the basketball court. Not playing like it. Phillips pounded. Williams drives, hangs, and he'll go shoot 2.
Well, this is the kind of game we wanted to see. And NFA not backing down. London taking the gaps, though. That's going to be the key to attacking this 2-2-1, or if it's a 1-2-2 or a 3-2. Attack those gaps. Don't settle for the threes. It's hard to shoot in this gym, and a long miss leads to a run out, and NFA can finish in transition with the best of them.
Santana, 8 early points for NFA as you see Williams check back in the game. And Santana will have a seat. Williams with 1 more. I know that New London likes to go reverse lob to Warren on the weak side. So it's nice to see NFA's keeping that weak side protected. All the defenses we've seen so far, they're very conscious of not giving up that weak side. I think you'll see New London starting to try to get Warren involved in the paint. Jamison for three, no good. Good with the rebound. Steal by Jamison, picked his pocket. And good, blocks it. But Erickson with a foul.
NFA hustling down court, and one-handed passes, a no-no.
Into the same spot. They keep wanting to put Good in that spot, and nothing against the freshman, but I don't want my freshman catching the ball in the trap zone. He's getting hounded. Williams catches it on the fly. Davis, long three, no good. Strong rebound, Devin Williams.
Two bad threes by NFA, but playing so hard on defense.
Good, tries to find Taylor, but Barbosa stepped in. Williams for three, short. Taylor tips it. Williams up ahead. Phillips. Boo-boo for two.
Flex offense here, enter it into the elbow, and they look for a baseline screen.
Steal, Warren, and that's the end of the first period. New London lost track of the time. 3-point NFA lead. We're coming back, second quarter action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
The Holy Club, the premier indoor golf facility and lounge in southeastern Connecticut. Featuring Foresight Sports Simulator technology, you can test your game on the greatest courses in the world. Want to improve your swing? Schedule a lesson with their on-site PGA Pro. Want to host an event? The lounge offers the perfect setting to watch all the big games. Gift cards are available and make the perfect stocking stuffer for this holiday season. Don't wait. Stop by the Holy Club, 161 Water Street in downtown Norwich. With more than 40 years in the transportation business, Ambassador Limo is the #1 chauffeured transportation company in Connecticut. Whether you're looking for a night on the town, wedding transportation, or reliable service to and from the airport, Ambassador has you covered. Check them out at ambassadorlimo.com.
Start of the second quarter, a 3-point NFA lead. Eddie Santana leading the way for NFA with 8. Deshaun Phillips 7 for New London. New London 2 for 4 from the 3-point line. NFA 0 for 4. Really, Williams is the 3-point shooter for NFA. New London's got a trio of guys, and we saw Williams knock down the early one, but NFA, that full court pressure has really caused problems for New London.
Yeah, their quickness is outstanding, and they're playing really hard. You know, watching these guys run up and down the court, you know, can they sustain this level of intensity for the next 3 quarters? Mark Jones says 32 minutes, not that much, so let's hope they can.
Junior Ishad Hernandez in the game for NFA.
Comes the flex screen, baseline screen. And they got it.
On the floor, they're called that one against Good, but a nice backside cut by Hernandez and a good feed. That was a nice patient set.
Yeah, they ran that play at the end of the first quarter and just ran it again and had a chance for an open layup.
Xavier Good will take a seat. Marvel Fleurijun into the game for New London.
London man-to-man, baseline out of bounds. Beautiful.
Blocked at the rim by Taylor, and we're going to get a foul on Looks like they're going to call it on Sinville. Nope, they'll get that one on Barboza. But that's a good look off the inbound.
Yeah, great block by Taylor because you got exactly what you wanted. You got a switch on a diagonal screen with the screener coming back to the ball. That's going to be a layup opportunity 9 times out of 10.
I like how they approached it this time with Williams and Phillips as the primary ball handlers there.
And now NFA's in more of a 3-2 look. No trap, just trying to keep that ball on the perimeter. Can't let him have the gap.
Warren. And Williams is going to foul Williams. Tony Williams fouls Devin Williams. Granted, I have won a few fewer games than you at the high school level. I got a decent middle school record, but you know, the middle of the floor needs to get used, and New London's not using it. They're so content both in their pressure break and their offense right now. They're not using the middle of the floor. Now they got Warren at the elbow. I mean, that's where there it is right there. Turn, shoot. Didn't go, but that's the look right there.
100%. It is deceiving, though, because Tony is actually trying to bait them into throwing that middle pass. So they do have to use ball fakes and make sure that they get it into that soft middle without it getting tipped.
But you can screen up to top to free up that pass to the elbow. You can hard fake and free up that pass to the elbow. I haven't seen much of any of that.
Yeah, those you're talking about, you know, skills that are developed over time, and you got some young players out there for New London and big stage.
Taylor with the offensive rebound, he'll shoot 2.
Taylor is an interesting option for New London off the bench. He gives them size that they don't have in their starting lineup. And he presents mismatch problems, especially for offensive rebounds. I think that's where, you know, he can really be a problem, you know, moving forward in the season, is that he can clean up a lot of the misses. So much attention when those New London guards are driving hard to the basket, so much attention comes towards that shooter. He can clean up a lot of misses. If he's going to make his free throws, that's going to even be a better
Yeah, it's huge.
weapon.
Huge if Taylor knocks free throws down, because everything he gives them offensively is a huge bonus, including making free throws.
Tony called for Cody Jamison to give him the ball screen.
Little stutter step, zip pass underneath, pump fake. Can't finish. Hernandez found himself with a great look. New London has never led. If Williams knocks this down, got it! First lead of the game for the Whalers.
And he is a good-looking shooter. We've seen guys struggle all night on this court hitting that three-point shot, and it looks like he's shooting a free throw.
Williams blows by. Left hand, no good, but he'll draw the foul late. He is quick off the dribble.
And I think he burned out a tire. He changed his sneakers at the end of the quarter. He had the Jordans on in the first, the black and red Jordans on in the first quarter. I guess they have the pit change over there on the NFA bench.
So quick that they had to change the treads.
He really is. I mean, you know he's going left. And you can't stop him.
There's a level, and I'm gonna name a player. As a freshman, Tyson Wheeler, senior. As a freshman, we talked about freshman guards who took over a team. There's one right there, Tyson Wheeler. As a freshman, he went left 98% of the time, and you knew he was going left. They overplayed him to go left, and he still went left. And if you doubled him, he split it. So it's, you know, he's that good. Williams is that quick. All he needs is that, you know, millimeter. Phillips, high three, in and out, tipped. On the floor, who's going to come down with it? Looks like Taylor. Swing pass. Williams for 3. Good. D. Will with a triple.
Well, that was one of the keys That's the one guy you cannot, if you're going to play a zone, you got to make sure on the weak side you're finding Devin Williams.
Steal. Williams up ahead. Hey, boo-boo! Showtime! Phillips rocks the gym. Dave Cornish wants a timeout. This timeout is brought to you by the St. Bernard School. Right here, Phillips bringing down the house.
The Holy Club, the premier indoor golf facility and lounge in southeastern. St. Bernard School is a Roman Catholic co-ed college prep school for grades 6 to 12 located in Uncasville. We welcome students of all faiths who value academic excellence, personal and spiritual growth, and a commitment to community. St. Bernard ranks among the best private schools in Connecticut with a 98% college acceptance rate and a student-to-teacher ratio of 12 to 1. We offer over 40 clubs and activities and more than 20 sports programs. Visit stbernardschool.org to apply today or request a campus tour.
At one point, New London had never led, but then they went on a 12-1 run because they're 4 of 7 from the three-point line, and now they've got a 6-point lead as Dave Cornish wanted that full timeout. And this has been a story of NFA's season. They have run with teams, and then they've given up big runs. We've seen it in each of their games.
Well, you saw in that last possession, the ball was not in Tony's hands. They turned it over, gave up the dunk. But I think the story has been New London's ability to shoot the three on a court that we have not seen three-point shots go down. 4 of 7, and Devin Williams looks like he's shooting a free throw.
Williams blows by, floater, no good, gets his own rebound and loses it. Knocks it out of bounds, and they're going to say it's off of Phillips. It'll stay NFA.
But we know that this game's going to ebb and flow, and New London's got to be careful that they don't, put it into cruise control too early.
Williams, high floater, no good. Deshaun Phillips goes up high for the rebound. Whalers push. Find the hot shooter. Williams for 3, no good. Weak side, Savon Warren. They're going to get a push off. That's a good call.
Yeah, we've seen all night long that if you want to keep jacking these long threes, teams can make a run. So NFA's got to stay the course.
We've seen Savon Warren insert himself into games without touching the basketball in terms of, there was a point last year where it looked like he was just going to get every rebound, every single one. It's like he made a point and said, I'm just going to get every single rebound there is. And that's how he got his points. They're still learning. We talk a lot about St. Bernard's incorporating new players. Well, Devin Williams is a big incorporation into the New London lineup. You had these 2 sophomores, Boo-Boo Phillips and Savon Warren, who last year emerged with Roe Perry as the leader of the team. With him gone, it appeared naturally that they would be the 2, and they get joined by this electric third, and they're all still finding, Boo-Boo's going to have the ball in his hands. Devin's the sharpshooter. What is Warren going to be? He might have to go back to being the guy that just, rebounds like crazy and kind of get some of his own offense.
Extending the 2-2-1 now. There's that skip.
Bounce pass to Taylor. Good choice. He didn't put it on the floor. He wanted so badly to put it on the floor. He didn't, and because of that, he's rewarded with 2 free throws.
So NFA extended that 2-2-1 a little bit further than we had seen earlier, and New London recognized the long diagonal was open, and that led to the pass to Taylor.
Tell you what, Taylor's got a nice stroke from the free throw stripe.
Big advantage. Big man, offensive rebound, just pump fake, draw foul.
That one's a little hard, but rebound comes down to Jamison. They've got him trapped. He finds Sidville. Up ahead, Santana. Davis. Santana with the rebound. Blocked by Taylor, but Cameron Barboza draws the foul. He'll go shoot 2.
And we saw a little bit of this, Casey, last week against St. Bernard's. NFA, you know, they don't look at the roster and who's tall and who's not. They all fight for rebounds down there. They have 4 red jerseys going for the ball, and finally it ends up in Barbosa's hands, and he draws the foul.
First one is off the side iron. We're going to get Hickson checking back in the game. He has 2 fouls. They're going to give Taylor a breather. Hickson and Taylor are going to be the primary. You're going to see Fleury spell good. You're going to see Williams, Warren, and Phillips virtually never come off the floor. Misses them both. Warren high, but he loses it out of bounds. Stays with NFA.
Once again, NFA scrappy on the boards and making it hard for New London to get these rebounds. Here's the same play.
Sinville, nice move. Can't get it to go. Hickson up ahead. Phillips hangs, can't get it to go. Look at Fleury going to get the rebound. Marvell up high. Warren for 3, no good. And finally rebounded by Santana.
Once again, sea of red around the rebound.
Interception by the football player. Fleury kicks it out to Williams, 3 short. Now we've seen Williams miss back-to-back threes. Up ahead, numbers, Santana, no good, but there's Barbosa. And New London just didn't get back. Foul out on the perimeter. It's going to either be Davis or Barbosa. They're going to call it on Barbosa.
Sinville gave them good minutes, Casey.
Yes, he did. And he's not afraid. He's got a big body around in the block. He's not afraid to mix it up. Good back in the game. Warren will get a breather. Fleury at the line. Front end of the 1-and-1 knocked out. Second one is short and tipped out of bounds. We see Evan Keith into the ball game. Got a chance to see his dad Greg officiate our first one of the day. I asked his father, I said, what's he like as a player? And he goes, he's not as mean as I was. I said, is that a compliment? He goes, it is. He goes, he's much kinder, but I'd like to see him be mean. I'll tell you who's mean. Tony Williams. Nice look, Phillips. Nice ball movement. Williams, Hickson, open look for good. No good. And we're going to get a foul, but that's good ball movement by New London.
That was textbook ball movement. It just ended up with a long 3-point shot, but they were very unselfish, moved the ball around. Great inside-out 3, but NFA's in the bonus, so all these little nickel-dimers puts NFA at the line, a chance to tie it up.
Both teams in the bonus, and NFA's about to go into the double. Santana to shoot the front end of the 1-and-1. Yeah, that's good. Down to a 1-point game. How about this? You know, he makes this, and we're back tied up again. And that's the NFA is a team of runs. They really are in both directions. They are very streaky, just the way they play defense and run the floor. Lane violation on Santana, so that will not count.
And Coach Cornish has gotten Tony off the floor a couple times to kind of give him a breather, which they were able to get away with. That could prove to be huge later in this game.
Williams drives on Keith. The scoop shot is good.
Gap drive always kills the zone.
Davis finds Keith, who scores. It's a good look from Armani Davis. And I like the strong up for Keith. Bad pass. Jamison with the steal. Underneath, Keith with the left hand, and it doesn't go. Florjun, three, no good. Tipped out of bounds by Davis, and it'll stay with the Whalers.
Very impressed with the 2-2-1 pressure from NFA. They're getting New London to take these quick threes.
D. Will can't get it to go. Tipped out of bounds. It'll stay again with New London.
But that's what you got to keep doing if you're New London. Attack those gaps. Try to draw fouls.
Heading towards a minute. Hickson sets the screen. Phillips, Williams, that's his spot. Short and out of bounds. And Williams said he got fouled. He's looking for, he's saying, I got me on the arm. Oh, he's silky. And NFA has a 1-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to full court pressure him and let him get the ball going towards the basket, you're in jail.
Good, lost it. Back to Williams. Deshaun Phillips now has Davis on him. Drives, pulls up over Keith. Can't knock it down. Hickson keeps it alive. Good, puts it on the floor, loses it out of bounds. And we're gonna get a foul, I believe. You're on the floor? Yep. That foul is gonna go against Tony Williams, and that'll be a 1-and-1 for the Whalers.
This is exactly the type of game I think the NFA would have liked to predict they were going to see tonight. And New London kind of falling right into their trap of throwing the ball around, taking some ill-advised threes.
You know who NFA reminds me a little bit of? The old Georgetown teams that just wanted to run up and down the floor and then make an absolute mess. A little Arkansas in them too. They just wanted to make it a mess. You know what I mean? They wanted to get out and run. They wanted to get you out of your offense by, you know, just pushing you, pressing you, and trapping you. And that's what I feel like they're doing right now. They're diving for every ball. They're offensive. They're scrapping all over the place. They're just kind of mucking up the waters.
Yeah, it's clear they have that identity. Like, that has been emphasized, obviously, the way that they're playing.
Good. Pulls up from the foul line. Can't get it. Hickson's there with a big offensive rebound. Out to Phillips.
Tremendous save.
Another rebound, this time Florjun. And he'll go to the line with a foul from Davis.
Tough one there. Armani's, you know, sticking with the game plan, putting pressure on these guards, but you don't want to give them 3 points here.
Ugly second quarter.
It is a 1-and-1 though, so.
5 seconds remaining. Florjun will shoot the 1-and-1. First one good.
Good looking stroke.
One more. Whalers looking to take a lead into halftime. Second one is good. Whalers with a 2-point lead. 5 seconds remaining. Little pressure now. Jamison pushes. Stripped. Williams at the buzzer. Good if it goes. Got it! D. Will with a thrill at the end of the half. Puts the Whalers up 5.
Wow. Officials talking about it.
What a shot. They're going to talk it over. Let's see ourselves. There's the strip. Oh, that's off in time.
Plenty of time.
Got it. D. Will.
Plenty of time.
Well, we are at halftime here at our nightcap. The Whalers, a 5-point lead. We'll send it to break. Come on back for second half action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
With more than 40 years in the transportation business, Ambassador Limo is the #1 chauffeured transportation company in Connecticut. Whether you're looking for a night on the town, wedding transportation, or reliable service to and from the airport, Ambassador has you covered. Check them out at ambassadorlimo.com. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more.
When I'm playing basketball, I got a lot of names, you know. Call me Eddie, Edwin.
But that's not the name you go by elsewhere.
Whoa.
Yeah, man, Lil Eddie's a rapper, man, that's me. Everywhere I go.
I said send me your location, cause you know I'm Little Eddie.
I've been making music since, like 7th grade. I like to show off a lot. I love the tension on me and stuff like that. And I was always like creative. I used to dance, and I just love when the crowd yelling at me, you know, young kid out there on the stage, making music, or the ladies looking at me, you know, all that.
I'm Puerto Rican, I'm always gonna rap.
He's got 94,000 followers on his Instagram. He's always doing a concert somewhere. He was the spokesperson, I think, for the mental health thing we had a few weeks ago. We also went to a conference at Berlin High School for men of color leadership, and he was up there asking questions. And he's, you know, captain of our team now. Plays volleyball. He's very good in volleyball, and he played football this year. So Eddie's well-rounded, and he's out in the community.
My identity on the court is like a strong hustle player, man. You know, I'm always have those comments of me being Lil Eddie and rapping and stuff like that, but when they play me, they know that I'm an actual player. Like, they don't take me as a joke. I'm gonna play hard. Like, I always go 110% every sport I play.
He's always going against guys that's bigger than him. He's always undersized, but his athleticism, his toughness, you know, helps him overcome that.
What's more nerve-wracking, being on the foul line or up on stage in front of people when you got the mic?
Basketball is definitely hard. That's definitely nerve-wracking, especially not being able to play like a lot throughout. Like, you know, NFA has been always a great school, so it's hard to play on the big stage, you know. Lights are bright, varsity level, everybody wants to compete. Also with like music, also got the bright lights just like the basketball, and it's just not intimidating because I know the people that are there to see me. They want to be there for me, you feel me? So they're always supporting me. I know I got supporters in the crowd. In basketball, it's a competitive sport, and when we're away, there's nobody supporting you, you know. You got fans, student sections yelling at you, all that. Nobody's gonna be on your side unless you got your own crowd.
At The Day, we pride ourselves on giving our readers the best coverage of local high school sports. Whether in-depth stories, photos and video, or columns, our dedicated reporters are on the sidelines covering it all, providing you with the stats, analysis, and commentary you've grown to know and trust. Subscribe today at theday.com to receive full access to all our coverage. With more than 40 years in the transportation business, Ambassador Limo is the #1 chauffeured transportation company in Connecticut. Whether you're looking for a night on the town, wedding transportation, or reliable service to and from the airport, Ambassador has you covered. Check them out at ambassadorlimo.com.
We've had a long line of really great guards here. Tyson Whaler, Tom Pobleet, Kareem Brown, Lee Mitchell, Torrin Charles Harris, and Chris Dunn, who, in my estimation, somewhat stands alone. And, so he's transitioned into a freshman point guard last year, we call him Boo Boo, or Deshaun Phillip.
Came from when I was born. I was very small. Feel me? A Boo Boo is a small injury. Like when you get a small injury, people say you got a Boo Boo. So they just called me that because I was really small as a baby.
The mantle that he's carrying on is pretty outstanding. There's definitely a big responsibility there to be a point guard for New London High School, which is one of the premier programs historically, in the state of Connecticut, without a doubt.
For me, it's an honor, and I know that for that position, you got to work very hard. You got to be a dog on the court, always hardworking, a leader. I've been thinking about this when I was little, when I was 6 years old, and hearing about Chris Dunn and stuff. My aunt's telling me about him, and I always wanted to come play here. And when I got old enough to know the positions, I always wanted to be a point guard at New London.
You win with guards at any level. You have to have guards. And we definitely have the guards this year. We have Dev Williams that's here, transferred in from St. Bernard's, a sophomore. Very good player, along with Boo Boo. And Savon is going to be playing more on the perimeter for us this year. Those three kids are all sophomores, and I think they're definitely talented enough, experienced enough, only being sophomores, to carry us. If our inside games develops as we're hoping, we should be a team that's, to be reckoned with statewide this year.
With more than 40 years in the transportation business, Ambassador Limo is the #1 chauffeured transportation company in Connecticut. Whether you're looking for a night on the town, wedding transportation, or reliable service to and from the airport, Ambassador has you covered. Check them out at ambassadorlimo.com. Core Plus Credit Union is a proud sponsor of tonight's Player of the Game. Great news! Membership has opened up so that if you're hearing this, you can become a member. As a member of Core Plus, you'll enjoy great rewards, including cash back on debit card purchases, ATM rebates, and even paid interest on balances when you open a Casasa checking account. Find out rates and options online at coreplus.org. The Holy Club, the premier indoor golf facility and lounge in southeastern Connecticut. Featuring Foresight Sports Simulator technology, you can test your game on the greatest courses in the world. Want to improve your swing? Schedule a lesson with their on-site PGA Pro. Want to host an event? The lounge offers the perfect setting to watch all the big games. Gift cards are available and make the perfect stocking stuffer for this holiday season. Don't wait. Stop by the Holy Club, 161 Water Street in downtown Norwich. With more than...
We're at halftime here at Mohegan Sun, 33-28. New London on top by 5, courtesy of a 6-0 run to end the half. New London led by Devin Williams. He's got 15. Deshaun Phillips, 9. Eddie Santana with 9 for NFA. And Tony Williams with 7. But Tony Williams with 7 is, I think, the story. In part, NFA 0 for 5 from the three-point line. And that's really where Williams needs to start getting cooking in the second half if they're going to get back in this thing. And that's a heartbreaker at the end of the half for NFA.
Yeah, I mean, this is a test of your mettle, a test of adversity. It seems like NFA has taken a lot of body blows here early in the season, and they played, about as good as they could hope, for against a team like New London that's, coming off a huge win and playing with a lot of confidence. NFA really outplayed New London for most of that half, but then in the last, 20 seconds, kind of fumbled it away. A bad foul out here on the perimeter gave him a 1-and-1, and then a bad turnover and a miracle half-court shot, although we may be seeing him make a lot more shots like that in his career.
Well, as the New London dance team entertains us on the court, during the first half, the entertainment value really came from Devin Williams' sharp shooting and the scrappiness of guys like Eddie Santana.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie was playing like a senior, should be playing, and I thought NFA, really got after it in terms of winning the loose ball, the 50-50 ball battle. They definitely have an identity that they're not going to be out-scrapped. If they're beat by more skill or more talent, that's one thing, but they're not going to be out-scrapped. And as a coach, that's all you can ask for. You know, I thought the effort and the energy from NFA for the 16 minutes in the first half was tremendous. You know, it's just sometimes mistakes happen and you pay for them. But they got a whole second half to play, and it's really important that they come out and play with that same energy and make sure that they're getting to the hoop. And that starts with getting the ball in number 0's hands, who once again has gone to the pit stop and changed the sneakers.
You know, probably unfair. We talked about the best players in the league. One thing I can say is that no one has more on his shoulders than Tony Williams does, because in order for them to compete against really good teams, he has to be outstanding. I think for them to compete against the next level teams, he still has to be really good. I don't think he can ever throw in a stinker and have them compete, because it's going to take a pretty special effort on their half. Now, I think what you said is spot on. They will not be out-scrapped. They will not be out-hustled. But in their opening 3 games against teams like St. Bernard's, St. Joe's, and now New London, that's not enough. You have to scrap, and you have to have someone, and Williams is the guy. Now, he might go drop 20 in the second half, but I think in order for NFA to compete against those kinds of teams, he has to be electric. When they go and play East Lyme, Waterford, Ledyard, I still think he has to be pretty good. Like, I don't think he can ever take a night off, and that's a lot to ask of a kid.
Yeah, but, that's what Tony's built for. That's what he wants. When you're a point guard, there's no other position in sports other than starting quarterback. That's as difficult as being a point guard on a basketball team, especially the point guard of NFA or the point guard of New London. You're carrying a lot of pressure and a lot of legacy, and Tony wants that. So I don't think it's too much of a burden for him. The key is that he's got to be patient. Like, he can be fast without being out of control. And that's where the maturation process happens, that every game, you see Coach Cornish talking to him on the bench right now, every game he's getting coached up. You don't have to hit a home run every play, to use a baseball analogy. But you got to make a good decision every play. And if he does that, I think they're going to be in every single game.
Yeah, the identity of this team is pretty clear. And that identity is, we're not going to get outworked, we're not going to get out-scrapped, we're not going to get out-hustled. They've got guys who will put themselves on the floor. Love that. The identity of New London is still emerging. We said, we know Boo Boo's going to have the ball in his hands. We know Williams is going to have opportunities to shoot the ball. Where does that leave Savon Warren? What role does Xavier Good have as a freshman guard? I like what I saw from Hickson and Taylor. I think they both bring something a little different size-wise for New London. So, that run at the end of the half gives them a little bit of breathing room. I think it's clear that they're a more talented team, but NFA has done a nice job pushing them into bad decisions and outworking them.
Yeah, and this game's far from over. These first couple minutes, they always say it, on any broadcast, college basketball, first 5 minutes, well, in high school, it's the first 4 minutes of the second half will dictate if this game is going to sway in one direction or the other. And if New London makes a couple mistakes or NFA makes a couple outstanding plays, then we're going to have a battle right down to the wire. Let's pay attention closely to these first 4 minutes.
So New London will have the ball up 5. Devin Williams will inbound. Deshaun Phillips.
NFA in the 3-2. They're not trapping, they're trying to maybe bait that middle pass. Tony's so quick with his hands, can get in those passing lanes.
And a drive to the basket by Good. He'll be fouled on the floor.
And conversely, that's what New London has to keep doing. Attack the gaps, don't settle for, passing it around the perimeter and shooting a 3.
Oh, nice look. Warren scores on the inbound. Williams found him. Elevates so quickly, does Savon Warren.
New London pulling a page out of the NFA notebook. 2-2-1 to a 3-2.
They find the high post. Good shot. Davis is there for the follow of the Barboza miss. Up ahead, running the floor. Boo Boo. Can't get it to go. Tipped out of bounds. I think it's going to stay with New London.
Yeah, I mean, jumping into a zone defense could cause some problems for NFA, but New London's got a rebound out of that.
Warren loses it. Jamison with the steal. And now Hickson kicks it off for New London, so back-to-back turnovers. Williams picks the pocket of Good, picking on the freshman. All the way to the basket, he loses it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wildcats.
So quick, you know, we might have to do some kind of day.com science test. Who has the quicker hands, Tony or Amir Gray?
Jamison knocks down the three. Big hoop for Cody Jamison.
Yeah, definitely. That's a big hoop for him. Give him some confidence.
Hickson catches, gives it to Warren. Little baby 10-footer is good.
Tough shot.
Yes. A travel, and the turnover will go. And I have to say that what I love, that I think Savon Warren's shot, that 10-footer, is about as hard a shot because it's the least practiced shot out there. No one takes that shot. So that's it. First of all, that is an incredibly hard shot. I love what New London is trying to do with the dribble penetration. Williams, reverse, can't get it to go. But Hickson has been fabulous on the glass. Davis coming the other direction. Barbosa follows it up.
That's just effort. That's just effort from Cam. Wanted it more.
Our behind-the-scenes producer, Peter Wappy, points out that there was yet another pit change at halftime. And Tony Williams now has his third pair of shoes on. Oh, good look, Warren to Hickson. Feed the elbow.
Yeah, and that's one of the main principles. If you're going to play 3-2, you cannot let it get to that foul line.
There's a nice balance when you catch it in that high post. Square up, which Savon Warren did immediately, right? Square up, make yourself a threat to shoot it, make yourself a threat to drive, and allow yourself the vision, because you have a 3-on-2 at that point. I mean, you have the numbers once the ball gets into that spot. I liked how Warren squared up, didn't rush it, but was very direct with how he approached it.
And so now they got Cody Jamison on the top of the 3-2, and he's backing up a little, and that's actually good in the 3-2 defense. You want to almost tempt the guy with the ball to pop that top of the key three.
Three by Good is off the glass. When it's going your way, it's going your way.
Yeah, that was exactly the shot that NFA wanted New London to take.
Williams turns on the Jets all the way to the basket, hangs and scores over Hickson.
I don't know if there's any reason to press if you're going to let Tony Williams go right down the middle. So fast.
Phillips for three, back iron, no good. But Devin Williams with the rebound and the floater, no good. Tipped, Good gets it, goes baseline. Whalers will reset.
Ref's got to fix the net.
Warren's going to take care of it right here. Left-hand finish is good. Timeout, NFA, 30 seconds. You know, I would love an ECC skills competition. Wouldn't you love to see who's the fastest with the basketball? I mean, Tony Williams, lightning, right? Everyone talks dunk contest and three-point contest. I'd love to see Tyson Wheeler shooting threes with Devin Williams and, pick your people. I'd love to see, who's faster with the basketball. I think we have such an exciting group of players here in the conference.
Yeah, and a lot of them are young, so the ECC's in good shape for the near future, and NFA and New London building, as you said, the next generation of this rivalry, and it's been everything that we hoped for. Back and forth, scrappy. New London has a 7-point lead now, but it doesn't seem that big of a lead. It seems like NFA could come back at any moment and go on a 5-0 run, 6-0 run.
Whalers looking like a little 2-2-1 pressure of their own. Warren with the steal. Fakes, scoops, offensive foul. Jamison turned it over, but also took the charge.
Yeah, that was big because turnover and a blocking foul would have been a killer there. But this is, this is where you're seeing some of the weakness of NFA right now until they can figure out who that second ball handler is. They're making sure that Tony isn't able to get the ball up court.
Third foul on Warren. Santana, strong drive. Oh, look at Sinville. Rebound, pass. Santana finishes.
NFA hanging around.
Williams kicks out, open look for Phillips. That's going to be short. Rhett Hickson is right there. Santana, another good look. Keith finishes at the rim. He can score it if you get him to the the ball in good position.
Yeah, and Eddie continues to play really solid today for NFA. Oh.
Phillips drives. Hickson with the offensive rebound. He's done great work down there for the New London.
Really has.
Hickson and Taylor bring two very different dimensions. Hickson's the wide body, but he's quick to the ball. Taylor's long, agile. They've done a great job. So that's 7 boards for Hickson. Taylor's done great work as well. And that's an important component because the two of them are going to be rotating almost constantly.
Two, 3 zone look now from NFA. They played this a lot in the first couple games. But Tony, it's like plastic, man. It's like his fingertips just extend into the passing lane. How many deflections? I wonder if we have a stat. How many deflections NFA has had tonight?
Swinging the ball around the perimeter. Good. Drives, jump stops, he'll lose it out of bounds, and that'll be NFA ball.
Another deflection. When you're playing a zone, that's as critical a statistic as any statistic because you want to create deflections when the team is passing. Those deflections lead to steals and runouts. You want to teach your guys to get deflections, not necessarily get steals, get deflections.
Good look from from Keegan Johnson, rather. Johnson found Santana. That's a great look from the sophomore, Keegan Johnson.
Just like that, a 4-0 run. That 7-point lead wasn't that big. It's down to 3.
Williams, floater, no good. Santana with the rebound. Another good look. Johnson into Sinville. Keith. That's no good. Up ahead, Devin Williams running the floor.
And once again, we've seen it in all 3 games. A bad shot is a turnover on this court because it's just so hard to get back. So that bad shot, long rebound, run out, easy deuce for New London, back up 5.
Yeah, with Williams and Phillips, Warren, all running the floor, looking up. This team will put the gas on real quick.
It's one of the, there's so many hard conversations you have to have with players, but it's one of the hardest. Like, what is a good shot for you? A good shot for you, a bad shot for you might be a good shot for somebody else. And that's the hard part. Well, Johnny took it, why can't I take it? And that's getting your players to understand what their strengths and weaknesses are is a critical part of getting a team to function at its best.
Lead back to 5, NFA with the ball. 1:16 remaining here in the third period. Of course, we saw a big second half from East Catholic and St. Bernard's as they ran away with their 2 games.
Fascinating to me still that New London mirroring the NFA defensive game plan now after halftime. Pretty much man-to-man the whole first half, and now it looks like they've gone back to man. Started in a 3-2 look. Looks like they're back in the man.
I think NFA would be happy taking this last shot, believe it or not. Johnston stutter steps, kicks, Jamison. Almost got called for the travel, but he kept his foot. We're gonna get a timeout.
Yeah.
From Dave Cornish.
Hard to hold the ball for 50 seconds in this day and age with, especially against a team like New London. It has all these athletic, quick guards. To hold it for 50 seconds. Can't wait till the shot clock comes into play. That's the one thing that I'll regret, that I didn't get a chance to coach with the shot clock. I think a lot of the things we did that we preached would have been even more affected had we had a shot clock. But that'll be good for the game. But right now, even without a shot clock, it's hard to dribble the ball for 50 seconds and get the last shot.
So I have had many disputes with the sports doctor over the shot clock, because part of me looks at all of the upsets over history and says, for teams like Hickory, Chaminade, and Princeton, you give them a shot clock and they can't win anymore. They can't stall, they can't do any of that stuff. But I think the game has just changed so much that those teams would operate and do it within the confines of a shot clock.
I think you do it on defense instead of offense. You trick teams and confuse teams on defense and force them to take bad shots because they're not able to get to their good shot early enough in the shot clock.
Williams gets a screen from Santana, drives, pulls up, finds Santana, and he gets it to go as the clock runs out on the third period. A big basket, NFA's within 3. Fourth quarter coming up. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
At the Connecticut Capitals Baseball Academy, we provide a fun experience for all serious baseball players of all ages through playing competitive summer baseball at a high level, by teaching young men how to play the game the right way with a professional approach. Come join the Capital family, where we strive for unmatched professionalism, high character building, and a customer-driven experience in a team environment. With more than 40 years in the transportation business, Ambassador Limo is the #1 chauffeured transportation company in Connecticut. Whether you're looking for a night on the town, wedding transportation, or reliable service to and from the airport, Ambassador has you covered. Check them out at ambassadorlimo.com.
As we get ready to start the fourth quarter, a big basket by Eddie Santana on a great look from Tony Williams. Gets the Wildcats within 3, and Santana is the leading scorer for NFA with 15. Devin Williams leads all scorers with 17 for New London, but some questionable tactics there at the end of the period. I think New London got caught not in the defense that they want to be in. Let's find out some thoughts about what the coaches had to say. George, what do you got?
Taylor's huddle right before the fourth quarter. Head coach Craig Parker was really stressing about how to break this press and how they can get the ball offensively to be moving a lot more in a quicker pace, because NFA is all over them defensively.
We'll find out if the strategy and the X's and O's for the Whalers pay off. New London now with Taylor out on Williams, and that's a mismatch. Williams goes right by him, but Taylor steps in front. Savon Warren ahead. Devin Williams with a layup out ahead of everybody.
So quick, every turnover is automatic 2 points. There's the flex screen. New London switched on it.
Long three for Williams. Back iron, no good. Rebound tipped. Warren, again, 3-on-1. Williams, lob and over the top of Phillips. And we'll hug it out. Hug it out.
Well, that's great to see. Don't know if Chaff feels the same.
Well, I'll tell you, he does, and I'll tell you why. I was talking with Coach Parker, and he said that Deshaun Phillips had one of the greatest dunks in practice that he'd ever seen in the John T. Conway Gymnasium. I said, Coach, you've been here a long time. That's a lot of dunks. I said, I remember watching dunk fests regularly in the 80s and 90s, and he said, these guys are starting to learn just how high up they can get. Savon, Boo Boo, Devin, they're all above the rim, and so the lob is something that they're just kind of still learning. You see, sometimes on the breaks, the people look down for the bounce pass. He's teaching them, look up. That lob is going to be there a lot, and so there's a good example of that lob was there. He just missed, didn't execute. Barbosa, no good, and Warren's fouled by Barbosa. It's about the only way to keep New London from running.
Yeah, it's not a bad foul. Some critical minutes here in this lineup. Armani Davis off the floor right now.
Not for long. He's going back to the scorer's table. It's good being very deliberate. Dangerous pass. Phillips hangs in the air. He's tied up, out of bounds. It goes. He'll stay with New London.
Cam Barbosa has quietly had a great defensive game for the Wildcats. He's just there. He's just everywhere he needs to be. He's in the right spot.
Warren has Davis on him, and now he gives it back up to Phillips.
2-3 zone for NFA right now.
Williams should be able to pop free on this if New London wants to get him. There it is right there. Williams drives, reverse, D-Will.
He's shown a lot of maturity. He could have easily just jacked that three, but the gaps have been open for him, and a beautiful layup package there at the end with the reverse.
Santana, nice look, rejected. Taylor with a big block on Jamison.
Another great play by Eddie Santana, though. Put the ball on the deck, drew his defender, dished it off, but a big block erases the shot attempt.
Kick out, Jamison, high arcing threes, good. Big three, draws NFA to within 4.
Needed it. Still in arm's length, a lot of time.
Good. Boo Boo Phillips drives. He'll be fouled on the floor. If that's on Barbosa, I think that's his 4th. Nope, they're going to call it on Santana. Second on him.
Last couple possessions, New London attacking the gaps. Smart basketball. Up.
Dangerous pass. Davis steps in and knocks it out of bounds.
Both Davis and Williams make up so much ground. Imagine if they were a safety duo. I don't know a lot about football.
Davis plays football, and he's talented.
That's how they're intercepting these passes, stealing these passes.
Phillips, long three is short. Taylor tips it around. Warren kicks, good. Wisely pulls it out. They trap him. Oh, what a foul! Finds Williams. Oh, like butter. Shout out to Mike O'Farrell, who says that if he wants to be called butter, we got to say it's because he'd be good on a roll.
Once again, you know he's going left. You can't stop him.
Williams, bounce pass. Phillips Jump shot no good, a little strong. Barbosa out of the pack. Up ahead, Davis running the floor. And it's going to be goaltending against Taylor. Hey, don't look now, it's a 2-point game.
Yeah, I mean, once again on that shot attempt, 4 red jerseys in the paint, no white jerseys.
Williams out of control, but he'll get the foul on Jamison.
Really impressed with how Williams has adjusted his game here in the second half and has looked to drive the ball more. That's the 4th on Cam Barbosa, so they'll go to Cam Sinville.
Exchanging Camerons. One more for Williams. Doesn't get it, but look at Warren go up high. Savon Warren elevates. Williams for 3, no good, side iron. Taylor, strong rebound. New London's gonna run, there's Phillips. Hanging in the air, can't finish. And I think 3 New London players had a chance at it. We're gonna get the foul call. Foul's called on Sylvan. Sinville with the foul. 10 rebounds for Savon Warren. He'll go to the line, rewarded for this last one. That one's good. Short. Williams comes down with it. He'll push.
It's a good call.
Fouls on Deshaun Phillips, his 3rd.
Comes the flex. 11 cutting to the basket.
Santana with a good take. Eddie's played a heck of a game.
Tremendous, and there you see, like, in control, picks up his dribble and lands on 2. Gives him a powerful base to draw the foul.
Warren with the steal. Phillips up ahead. Drives, hangs, and scores. The largest lead of the game is 8.
Running back in man-to-man.
Gonna get a foul. I think that's gonna go on good.
15 foul on New London, so another inbounds.
Warren with a double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds for the Whalers.
London goes 2-3 out of bounds. They drop Phillips to the corner, so it looks like a 1-4. Oh. See right there, you got to get both feet back inbounds before you touch the ball. He caught it in the air, landed, and that's why they call him out of bounds, even though he's not standing out of bounds.
Does he have to make a basketball move before he goes to the ground?
It's unbelievable.
Never in my life have I been so confused by something I thought I understood than what constitutes a catch. I thought I knew as a kid in the playground. I know what a catch is. We've got a timeout on the floor, and this timeout is brought to you by St. Bernard School.
St. Bernard School is a Roman Catholic co-ed college prep school for grades 6 to 12 located in Uncasville. We welcome students of all faiths who value academic excellence, personal and spiritual growth, and a commitment to community. St. Bernard ranks among the best private schools in Connecticut with a 98% college acceptance rate and a student-to-teacher ratio of 12 to 1. We offer over 40 clubs and activities and more than 20 sports programs. Visit stbernardschool.org to apply today or request a campus tour.
8-point New London lead, 2:26 remaining. Crunch time here. What's the message in the huddle for New London?
Smart shot. No crazy passes. Smart shot. If you get in trouble, you got timeouts, so don't panic. You want to get a good shot off or get fouled. You want to dictate how this last 2 minutes are going to be played. For NFA, obviously the opposite. You want to put pressure on New London, force them to take something quick. They've been doing a great job rebounding all game long, so just continue to do that. And then get the ball in Tony's hands and keep running some stuff. Hopefully he can chip away at this lead.
8-point lead and the basketball.
NFA has Paul Erickson in the game for defense, so they're definitely going to try to apply some ball pressure here. NFA in man-to-man.
Phillips hounded by Davis. Gets a screen from Warren. Warren, 12-footer, in and out, no good, but Taylor tips it, gets it. Use the clock.
Oh,
Clock is your friend.
All game long, NFA's been so good limiting New London to one shot, and it's the big offensive rebound right there on that possession.
Second foul on Erickson.
It'll be a 1-and-1.
And Williams will go to the line. He already has 24 points to lead all scorers. You think about, we talked about Taylor and Hickson, right? So Hickson, wide body, but he's got a burst. He reminds me of a really quick guard in football. Like he's, explosive and he gets to the ball. Taylor is not only tall, but he's long and he's good at knifing into and out of the lane. So it's a really nice balance they have with their bigs.
Looks like we've got an injury timeout here.
Erickson. So Jameson will check in for him.
Jameson's hit 2 big threes today.
Big possession here for NFA.
Don't need a 3. New London man-to-man. Forcing Tony to go right here. Gets that ball screen to go to his left and
hangs and can't get it to go, but the tip is good.
He's going left. He still goes left.
Barboza gets credit for the tip. The other way, Williams. Offensive foul. So Barboza stood his ground even with the 4 fouls. And a big takeaway there. And Williams is banged up. He's on the floor right now. I think he had the wind knocked out of him. They're going to attend to him.
Yeah, that was definitely a charge. Great job by Cam Barboza establishing legal guarding position. 2 feet on the floor, facing the defender. And not leaving his feet. And that's a big turnover there.
Yeah, 6 points, 2 possessions, 1:32 here in the game.
Just an eternity. We're going to have to see some free throws be made if New London's going to get out of it with the win. More concerning right now is...
I think he was just knocked the wind out of him. He was touching his sternum, which is that spot when you land hard, and they immediately just went right to getting him some air. So Williams will come out of the game.
Yeah, interesting. Will they use a timeout so he can stay in? There's only a minute 32. London has 3 timeouts. Are they actually going to use 3 timeouts in a minute 32? And I would almost say it's better to use one and keep him in the game here.
Timeout New London, right on cue, so that way they can keep Williams in the game. That's smart play.
And he's just been so important, Casey, at both ends of the floor. He's guarding Tony, and he's got the ball in his hands, 50% of the time. 50 it's in Boo-Boo's hands. So bringing the ball up, So you got to keep him on the floor. I think that was a smart use of the timeout by the New London coaching staff.
Hard to believe we're a minute 32 away from this night being over. At the same time, it feels like it just started 5 minutes ago, and it also feels like it started 5 days ago. and there's been some trends that I've seen throughout the course of the day. Teams are getting longer. Game 1 was an example of where Division I in Connecticut is, length of teams. Trend 2, incorporating new people is not easy. It takes a little bit of time. The teams you see today are not the teams you'll see in March. Message 3, the rest of the state's going to open up and watch highlights tomorrow and go, oh, St. Bernard's real. They're real. Division 2 is loaded. And Division 2 teams are going to go, okay, that's a good team. And then the third thing, if there's anything to come out of tonight, is that New London has a chance to be special this year. And NFA has a chance. And I don't know who their next game is against. I mean, I'm going to say it. I really hope they get a win against Waterford in so much as if they start the year 0-3, I don't want to see them get so down 0-4. Like, this is the best 0-3 team anywhere if they were to not be able to pull this one out. So, Williams slices, and Phillips grabs the rebound. That was a big opportunity there. Williams just couldn't get it to go. So NFA has Classical on Wednesday in Rhode Island. That's a win I'd love to see them get. I feel bad because I can't say that I want them to beat Waterford. Coach Bassett would get really mad at me.
Oh, great steal.
Williams doesn't get up. Smart move. Gets it back from Barbosa. Under a minute. Williams goes down, but Barbosa gets it back. They got to get the ball over the floor. Barbosa does, and Coach Cornish calls a timeout.
Go back to the pit. Change the tires.
Tony did not change his shoes for the fourth period. He left those on, but so I'm good now that they're playing Classical. I can openly say that I want NFA to win their next game. I was hesitant to say that I want them to beat Waterford because I knew I'd get a lot of grief from all my Waterford fans. What I mean by that is, there's moral victories only go so far. After a while, as Coach Belichick would say, you are what your record is, right? So there's some truth to that.
Except in NFA's, not to cut you off, Casey, in NFA's case, Division I, they automatically qualify. And we kind of know what Division I is like. So really, they're trying to get back here for the ECC championship. So, I think the message is still, let's just keep getting better. We hung with St. Bernard's. They're supposed to be the best team. We hung with St. Joe's. They're going to be a really good team. They got a really good coach. And we hung with New London in this grand stage here. We're just as good as anybody around these parts.
Yeah, and to get to the ECC final, they're going to have to beat a New London or a St. Bernard's. And you're right, but 0-4 feels hefty. So just for their own, mentality, I'd like to see them see some results from all this hard work. Williams, high floater, can't get it to go, and Phillips brings the rebound down. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line and shoot a 1-1 up 6.
Many moons ago, when Coach Curlin was still at the helm, we had a team that started 2-9 and made it to the ECC final at Waterford, and that was a highlight for us. Chris Dunn, I think, dropped 70 on us that night, but it was a highlight that we were able to battle back. And so even though I know 0-4, 0-3, 0-4, winter sports season is a long season.
Not out of it yet. 2-possession game. Williams, no foul. Up ahead, we might see some showtime from Warren. Thunder dunk. There's the dagger. .22 seconds. Davis cuts it to 6.
Got to get a quick foul here if you're NFA. Don't waste any time. Quick foul. Take advantage of that last 1-and-1.
Timeout taken by New London. That's a full timeout, and with this timeout, we're going to take a break. It's brought to you by the St. Bernard School.
St. Bernard School is a Roman Catholic co-ed college prep school for grades 6 to 12 located in Uncasville. We welcome students of all faiths who value academic excellence, personal and spiritual growth, and a commitment to community. St. Bernard ranks among the best private schools in Connecticut with a 98% college acceptance rate and a student-to-teacher ratio of 12 to 1. We offer over 40 clubs and activities and more than 20 sports programs. Visit stbernardschool.org to apply today or request a campus tour.
The good news was a thunderous Savon Warren dunk put the Whalers up 8. The bad news is they didn't get back in transition, and Amani Davis scored a quick 2 for NFA to cut it back to 6-point game. So 22 seconds remaining, both teams in the bonus. Looks like NFA is going to foul, and New London's going to have to try to make some free throws here as New London has that 6-point lead.
Yeah, you got to stretch the game now, foul immediately, and hope for a miss.
Keith inbounds the ball. They trap Phillips, and he turns it over off Phillips. NFA with a chance here.
I think they were actually trying to foul him. Just refs let him play a little bit and fumbled it out of bounds.
Oh, I'd love to see someone hit a 3 here and just get everybody up and on the edge of their seats. Timeout, NFA. Coach Cornish wants to draw up the best possible inbound play. I'm sure he's going to want to free up Jamison or Williams for a 3 here on the inbound.
Well, now, unfortunately, I think you have to shoot a 3 because you have no more timeouts. So you can't stop the clock. So if you score a 2, even if New London misses, and then you come down and hit a 3, you're still down 1, and New London doesn't have to inbound the ball. So now I think that changes your strategy here. It's not best available shot. I think you have to take a 3 here. I don't know if my math's correct. I know Robert Sala left 1 timeout. Mike Greenberg's still upset about that.
How's that 3 at the end of the half looking right now?
Oh, man.
The Devin Williams bomb at the half.
But it's been a good one, Casey. It was a good nightcap, and it's lived up to the hype of the rivalry. And looking forward to when these teams meet again.
Well, we won't be back until the new year, but oh, what a game we'll come back with. January 6th at New London High School in the John T. Conway Gymnasium, St. Bernard and New London. And that will be fabulous. Trying to free up Jamison. They're going to have to get a shot off here. Williams, New London, great pressure. Long 3 for Williams, no good. Tipped, comes down to Barbosa, but you're right, not going to be enough time.
Oh, that was a violation.
A violation with 3.7 remaining, but even if they hit a 3, they won't be able to stop the clock.
And London's got to know that right now.
Williams for 3, no good, and that will do it. 62-58. The Whalers come away with the victory over a very game NFA Wildcats team. A lot to like in Norwich right now, and I hope they listen to that message. Santana led the way with 15 for NFA. Devin Williams, 24, a double-double for Savon Warren, 13 and 10. We'll be talking with head coach Greg Parker shortly. Also, Core Plus Credit Union is a proud sponsor of tonight's Player of the Game. Hey, great news. Membership has opened so that if you're hearing this, you can become a member. As a member of Core Plus, you'll enjoy great rewards, including cash back on debit card purchases, ATM rebates, and even paid interest on balances when you open a Casasa checking account. Find out rates and options online at coreplus.org. George Hathaway is with our player of the game.
Yeah, guys, here I am with the Core Plus Credit Union player of the game, Devin Williams. Devin, you had 24 points tonight after a 42-point game on Saturday, so a lot of great scoring coming from you. What's the mindset kind of coming into these games?
It's just taking what they can give me. My teammates are allowing me to get open and take the focus off of me a lot, so I'm just taking the opportunity to score.
You had that half-court buzzer beater as well. You're smiling because I know you like that, but that was a great play right there. I mean, what was just kind of heaving it up there at that point, right?
Yeah, I was just, I hope pray it goes in, and it went in, so I was hyped after that.
Big win here tonight against NFA, but what does this rivalry mean to you?
It means a lot. It's been a rivalry for years now, and it just feels good to beat them, you know what I mean?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Devin. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. That's our Core Plus player of the game. And now George will have a few moments to talk with New London's Craig Parker, inching closer and closer to his 500th win.
We can do this side if you, whatever you feel more comfortable with. All right, perfect.
And George will switch places with Coach Parker. George, take it away.
Here I am with Coach Parker. Coach, a very close game kind of coming down the stretch. How much trust do you have in your players to come up big?
Well, we have to have faith. I mean, we coach them. We have faith that they can make the plays that we have to make to win a close game. Norwich played a hell of a game, a great high school game. Norwich played very well.
Yeah, it was a very physical game, kind of going down the stretch. But what are kind of some of your takeaways moving forward as your schedule is a little bit tough down the road?
We just have to keep improving. We just have to get more kids involved offensively in some form or fashion. We have a tough game at Hill House on Saturday and. Wednesday. We'll see what happens.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you so much. Congratulations on the win.
Well, Juice, the end of 3 games. That man's getting closer to his 500th win. This team is going to do it because they've got a lot of electric players. But early on, we saw that scrappiness of NFA, and I think that's going to serve them well down the stretch.
Yeah, I don't foresee that there's going to be any quit in this team. Coach Cornish won't allow it. The guys that are out there have a lot of pride in playing for the school, and like I said, it's a long season, and you just got to keep preaching that. There's a lot of new faces on the varsity level. Like, some of them might have got sprinkled in last year, but like the minutes that they're playing, the significant minutes that they're playing, is new for most of them except for Tony. So, even Eddie didn't play, the amount of minutes that he's playing this year. So, they just got to keep preaching that message and keep fighting hard, and once they get into that league schedule, I just think their speed and their quickness is going to create so many problems for teams. And the teams that do it that might have a size advantage, like, they better bring their lunch pail, because this NFA team, they have a tenacity to go fight for those rebounds.
Well, it's been a long day and a successful day here at the Mohegan Sun. A great day for the Holiday Classic. Wins by East Catholic over Notre Dame. Wins St. Bernard's over Daniel Hand, and now New London over NFA. We want to thank everybody who was involved, of course, our great partnership with Mohegan Sun, for all of the technicians and people here in the arena for putting on such a great event. For all of our sponsors, we can't thank you enough for being a part of the Holiday Classic. Our production crew, everybody pitching in today, our social media manager, our ultimate stat guru, our own Mike DeMoro, raising the questions that need to be raised. And most of all, freshly squeezed juice. It's been a pleasure having you, Coach. Looking forward to doing it more. We'll be back January 6th. That's going to be a good one. St. Bernard at New London. Harold Presley was watching the game today out in California. Well, that rivalry, that's what I think of. I think of Harold Presley in the 80s going up against those great New London teams. And we're going to have a great one on the 6th. St. Bernard's at New London.
Can't wait. Can't wait. It's been a pleasure. Casey, big shout out, as always, to the game day crew. Have put a mark on how to broadcast a high school sporting event. Just the premier operation in Connecticut, and probably, as I said, in the Northeast. Just proud to be a part of it, and it was a great night tonight. And a big shout out to the winners tonight, East Catholic, St. Bernard, and New London. You guys look tremendous on the stage here at Mohegan Sun.
Shout out, of course, to our PA announcer, Bill Glenn. He did a fabulous job tonight, keeping everybody entertained as well. So on behalf of everybody here at Mohegan Sun and the day, I am Casey O'Neill saying good night, everyone.